Could you tell me a little bit about Adam and Lilith?
Oh, I noticed that you said a couple of things that I told you. This with our religion, that's only helping the widow and the fatherless. That's come straight from me.
Oh, it's in the Bible.
But you want to just put it out on the net like these are your deep thoughts.
No, not really.
They're not. They're my deep thoughts.
I got a friend named, what's his name, William Lucas. He's an author of UFO books. He's into all that.
Yeah, well, see, the stories are all, crossed and like lost. Thousands of years have passed, thousands. And now people are just even forgetting the little bit that we thought we understood. That's all we're all giving that away now. Like, the Bible's all bullshit, Whereas for 2,000 years, the Bible was the go-to document. Swear it on it in court,
Yep.
Swear on the Bible, It's in the Bible. But in the last 50 years, it's turned right around. People don't give a rat's about the Bible.
So what's these 14 lost books that the Catholic Church removed?
What?
The 14 lost books that the Catholic Church removed. Was that part of the Gnostics? What they had? The lost books?
Well, they took Enoch out as well.
Enoch.
All sorts of things. So that's really controversial, that put together of the Bible. But if you talk to fundamentalists, oh no, that's exactly how God wanted it, every word. So, he told you that personally, did he?
Right.
That's been confirmed by an angel, come down and said yes.
It's all speculation. But the earth, mankind's older than 6,000 years.
See, the thing is, there's such a strong moral and ethical code in it, the Judeo-Christian code, and that's what seeded our civilization for 2,000 years.
Right,
so
Judo,
don't kill,
Christian code.
Be fair. Before that it was just pagan,
Pagan,
but this came in and it was a whole set of values about how to treat people, and then especially the New Testament, love your enemy. So we based all our civilization in the West anyway on that for 2,000 years. Okay, it's turning around now, but because people are so smart. But for so long, that was the yardstick. Those values in the Bible, that's what we live by.
The footprints, the understandings,
and,
the wisdoms.
Holiness and all that sort of stuff. Striving for that. So, in our business, in our sport, the Bible was always the
standards.
Standard, for performance and expectation.
Yep.
So, but now the kids growing up now, they don't get that input. So there's no kind of like righteousness being preached to them.
No.
They're not getting anything. They're just getting their video games.
Yeah.
We used to get Sunday school and everything. Now it's transgender and all this stuff.
Melchizedek was a pagan before he became Melchizedek, where Moses paid tithings to. So he was a bloody paganist, and how he ended up becoming the righteous man. Melchizedek was a pagan.
How do you know that?
Watch it on YouTube.
See, that's what I mean. And you just said it like, oh yes, this was,
Well,
like, what a stupid thing. It doesn't say anything about that,
Or he came from a pagan city.
It doesn't say anything about where he came from. It says he was without end of days, without beginning of days, without end of days. Right? And Abraham honoured him. That's about all it says. Right? And then so the rest of it, anything after that, is just bullshit.
Yeah, I think, but he came out of a pagan city or something originally.
Abraham did. And then he met Melchizedek after he came out. That's all it says, right?
Right.
And Melchizedek was without end of days, beginning of days, without end of days. And Abraham paid honour to him. And that's all it says about Melchizedek.
Okay.
Right? So I mean,
yeah.
I know, but for thousands, for years, people have been talking about the Bible and chucking it around, and yeah, I know.
So if Christ is the God of the Old Testament, why did he do all that commands, killing and slaying of innocent women and children? And of course, then he got nailed to the cross. He paid the price for it. You could say he paid the price for all those murders to end it. I mean, we weren't there, so we don't know. And that slave that touched the ark just dropped dead. He probably had a wife and kids. He was innocent, just taken out like that. But anyway, Old Testament.
Lots of people get taken out every day, every 30 seconds. People get taken out in all kinds of ways. Crunch, eaten, poison, smashed.
Yep.
When your time's up, your time's up.
I guess so.
But yeah, so, see, yeah. Somehow, we have to, the people ones left standing in 2022, they've got to try to, make sense of it all. All that sort of fundamentalism based on this kind of document with all these contradictions.
I know. I mean, my son, he's an agnostic. He just says, Dad, it's not my reality. I don't care, born again Christian or religious or whatever. It's all fear, shame, and guilt to him. And he's very positive, and he thinks that it just makes it worse. He lives his life the way he does. But the Bible says if you don't accept the grace and the blood of Jesus Christ and confess it and all this, you go to the lake of fire. That doesn't make sense to me. A lot of every word is out there say that everyone goes to the lake of fire if they're not converted. Of course, the sinner's prayer, that doesn't say, because that's not the blood of Christ so much. It's more just, come into my heart, Jesus, and I'm saved.
What about whosoever believes? That's in there too, mate.
Yeah. Then there's a contradiction. Then later it says you got to do this, you got to do that, and it's a journey. And it says works. You don't be saved by works. You're saved by faith. But then, of course, you're going to do works if you're Christian. And if you don't do the works, you're not really converted. So the works become important too. But yeah. But the fruits of the Spirit, understood. The love, the law of love, but planted on the right soil, which is the blood of Jesus Christ, not religion. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think drinking menstrual blood comes into it.
No, that's all that bloody pagan stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's...
Yeah, King Solomon and all the bloody Freemasons and Illuminati at the top of the chain, they do all that shit. I know. It's just ridiculous, satanic.
Yeah.
Don't go there. Don't go there. No negativity, please. No negativity. I came from a heathen family originally, but let's not go there. Let's be positive.
Yeah, I know, but this is stuff we have to come out of.
Yeah.
I'm trying as much as I have to try as much as anyone.
No, I was saying that when you're in a relationship, you're married, preferably, you love somebody. A lot of men piss off when women have their menstruation. They don't want to be around. It's all unclean and dirty, like bloody Jew. Put a sheet over it, and can't see her naked body. But I think we don't stay there, but we should still be loving towards the partner, regardless. Clean or not. No, of course, no, that's not what I'm saying. But people do make love.
It's not, but it's not what we're talking about, is it?
No, of course. No, that's ridiculous, yeah.
I've been watching this stuff about the thoughts and Eckhart Tolle.
Yep.
Have you listened to any?
No, who's Eckhart Tolle? No, Eckhart Tolle.
Eckhart Tolle. He's got his real quiet, kind of humble sort of delivery. He talks a lot about the thoughts and the thinker of the thoughts and how we aren't the thoughts. They're just thoughts. They're not us.
Yeah.
So we have no thought. We are
Is, yeah.
We are we know everything.
The connection. Yeah.
We've just sort of forgotten, and all the thoughts have taken the place of us being something that just knows everything anyway, because we're part of everything. That's who we really are.
Yeah.
But all the thoughts have hijacked that part of us. The thoughts, any thought at all, is just a thought. It's not us. And I've been wondering about this most of my life. The way he talks about it, it's good. So in other words, lots of people have this situation that, we have these thoughts, right? But they are not us. They're just our thoughts.
Yeah.
And I can think about this for so long. But people get a thought and they think it's them. So they go and do that thought.
Oh, act upon
without thinking.
Yeah.
Now, do I really want to do that? They don't think that. They just act on the thought impulsively.
Is that the DNA, like dancing to your DNA and all that?
Hey?
Dancing to your DNA? Just basic instinct sort of thing?
No, we're just talking about the thoughts that come into your head, all kinds of thoughts. They are not us.
Oh, yeah.
We have to understand that.
Yeah.
We are consciousness, and there are thoughts out there that come into that consciousness, but they are not us. When we have that thought, see, it's like this. It's basically, it says, there's no such thing as free will. Right?
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that.
There's no such thing as free will, right? And the Bible gives a million examples of why there's no such thing as free will. In other words, all through the Bible, God says that He's totally in control of everything. Like that stuff about Job, I have done this and I have done that. Have you done this? Have you measured the heavens? Have you, put a noose around the Leviathan's neck? Have you done this? In other words, and then he says, I caused the sun to rise, I caused this to happen, I do that. And then it's like, and then Jesus comes along and says, every hair on your head is numbered. All through the Bible, God says He's doing it. All those when the Hebrews were inhabiting Jerusalem, and they had to fight the armies. And God said, go and fight them. And the prophets would say, oh, but there's too many. And God would say, oh, look, I got angels. Don't you worry about it. There's the Pharisees, when they said to Jesus, you know what, we could, at any time, we could just grab you and, and string you up. And He said, you could do nothing except my Father allowed it. In other words, there was no free will there. And then there's, except those days were shortened, no flesh would be saved. There's no free will there, okay? So we don't have free will. What we do have is freedom to choose.
Freedom to choose.
Now, these thoughts, we have freedom to choose a thought, a plan or an action, okay? Whether or not we're going to be allowed to actually do it is another thing. But it will be recorded that we chose that thought. We wanted to do that. But we don't have free will.
The intent.
If it's going to threaten God's plan, it's not going to happen. But we still chose it, and He still knows that. You see? So we don't have free will at all. God, all through the Bible, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God it says He's doing everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, the birds, He feeds the birds, He numbers the hairs on your head, angels watching over you. He's doing everything.
We have the free will to choose, but.
To choose. We have the freedom to choose these thoughts that come in, okay? We have the freedom to choose that thought. Oh, that girl, I could rape her. Oh, yes, okay, I'm going to rape her. All right? We chose that thought. But if He doesn't want that girl raped, you're going to die between you there and getting to her. You with me? But if it's part of her plan to be raped, she'll be raped.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
But if He doesn't want it to happen, it's not going to happen.
So God allows certain things, but He doesn't cause it.
But the choices are recorded. Whether or not, someone chose a good thing, He's going to let them do it. Right? But if someone chose a bad thing, He's not going to let them do it if He doesn't want it to happen. But they still chose it, and that's recorded. That's what we have. Freedom to choose. And this is what the this whole thinker and consciousness thing. We are not our thoughts. And then there's a whole underlying element in the Bible about how those thoughts are coming from, you know, a dark place, the prince of the air, is it, you know, in our minds and everything like that, okay? That story is in the Bible about how there's a dark undercurrent influencing those thoughts, okay? So if we want to, you know, take anything out of the Bible, that's one of the things that you can say, okay, well, a lot of these thoughts are coming from a bad place. So we've got to understand that. So we have to first thing is to understand that we are not our thoughts. They're coming from all sorts of places, okay? Good places, bad places.
Excellent.
But what we have is the freedom to choose them, and we can not choose them. We can have the thought, oh, you know, I want to kick that cat. No, that's just a thought. I'm me. I don't want to kick that cat. That was a crazy thought. Go away, thought. You know, constantly.
I've always said, if you kick a man and kick him down, that's probably the adversary that's got you to whisper into your ear to do that.
Yeah.
But once you start kicking him when he's down, that's not the devil. That's you doing it. You've lost control, and the devil's sitting back laughing, enjoying the show.
Yeah, well, it's just
human nature.
Once you chose the thought, it was all over.
Yeah, it was all over.
Started doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Once you committed, and that's recorded.
Yeah.
But if that man you're about to kick, if God doesn't want him kicked, he's not going to get kicked. Something's going to happen to that bloke before he gets there. That's the kicker.
Yeah,
that's
right.
what's really going on. Okay? He'll have a heart attack, or a car will hit him, or something. But it's not going to happen unless it's allowed.
So God protects.
He's allowing everything.
Everything.
You know what I mean?
And sickness as well.
Everything. He's going to allow.
What about we creators? Like the great I Am working through us, Jesus Christ, the Lord through us. Does that mean we have the power to move mountains through faith? But being like creator, we're creating or co-creating in God's. Now we can say God, Jesus doing it all through us through faith, like moving a mountain. No one's ever done it. I don't think even Jesus Christ moved a mountain, did he? I mean, it says we can move mountains. I've always thought about that, but it really represents faith that we could. And healing used to say the limbs grow back and all that. How many people do that? You know, and when they are healed, they're like zombies walking or robots. That's not real.
Yeah,
they're not flexible, jumping up and down.
Miracles. It's like after the last disciple died.
Yeah.
No one had any faith after that.
No.
People,
and Robert Breaker said that the Pentecost, that was for the Jews to give them signs. They needed signs and all that sort of thing. But today we don't have all that, and it's all nonsense, all fake today. All babble.
Yeah, and it says it's going to happen. There's going to be a falling away.
Yeah, apostasy.
It's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. It's not going to get better.
No.
It's just going to get worse.
So we can only fix ourselves.
Except for that period of peace and safety. Just before the end.
The Antichrist. Peace, and that'll...
Just before the end, it'll be peace and safety. Right?
Wow.
So when you
how long would that last?
Safety,
I wonder how long that would last.
Well, 3.5 years.
Oh, the 3.5 years. Yeah. And then the Antichrist sits on the throne. The temple.
But before that, there's going to be, you know, like the things, there should be signs, there'll be signs around that time.
Thank you, Zach. That's very insightful, mate. You should write a book. Because William Lucas, my good mate, online, he's written a book on UFOs. It could be a bestseller. I've written a couple of books, but I've got to I need you as an editor. But no, things will get worse. So we really can't fix anything because unless God allows it.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah. So it's not about, because everyone's working with their thoughts. You know what I mean? And we're not supposed to be working with our thoughts. The best place to be is in the place of no thought. You know what I mean? Where I don't even want one more stinking lousy breath. It's just like...
But what about the suffering issue? The Buddhists try to escape the suffering, don't they? where Christians face up to the persecution and the suffering, the opposite. But you still got to have that peace somewhere in between.
Well, that's what we're that's what we're aiming. That's what we're trying to get to.
Yeah, the peace. Tell me about the peace. I mean, if you really have a truth and a wisdom that you practice, you should be at peace, shouldn't you? And humility as well. Having humility. How many Christians have humility? Even you told me I don't have much humility at times. Even if you've got all the charity in the world. So, tell me about humility. What do you say about that? It's sort of a...
Well, if you don't think you've got it, you're going to try to get it.
And what do you have to sacrifice? What do you sacrifice?
Yourself, your ego, like
your ego.
Be grateful
for
everything.
Right.
And recognize everything: the trees, the light,
the
wind,
be thankful,
the birds, creation, the clouds.
touch the sky.
Can you create a sunset? Can you make a star and hang it in the sky? Can you make a galaxy? You know what I mean? And spin it. So there's humility. Like what he was saying to Job. Have you done this? Have you done that? You know what I mean? Wake up to yourself. You're nothing. I've done all this. Yeah.
So how does a non-Christian have humility then? I mean, okay, Buddhists, they have a lot of humility, don't they? Because they're appreciating and grateful, and they're kind of like you say, touch the sky and everything.
That's kind of like kind of like non-involvement. Just stepping back from everything and escaping attachments and desire. You've got to engage. There's a plan. You don't just sit in a cave or under a tree for the whole fucking life and then just decide to die.
Right. Thank you.
Trying to get going, mate.
All right, buddy.